going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another video. Today I'm going to be continuing on the journey of completing the Pilotedge cat ratings. This is flight number 6 from Bakersfield to Mojave. Just completed the pre-flight inspection and I can go ahead and fire up the engines now so we can be on our way. I know it looks like my radios are on, but they're really off. I have the Nadrian mod installed on top of the Coronado Cessna 152, and with that mod installed, it leaves my lights on for some reason. I haven't been able to get that off yet. And then also, every other button in the cockpit works in my cockpit except the primer. So those are the only two issues that I have with this airplane, but other than that, it's my favorite one. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started up here. We'll do the before starting engine checklist. Pre-flight inspection is complete. Seats, belt, shoulder harness, adjust and lock. Fuel shut-off valve on. Radios, electrical equipment is off. Brakes test, we'll test those in a minute, and they are set. Circuit breakers, check that they're all in. These aren't real circuit breakers. These are buttons I use for other functions, but I just have them here just to go through the procedure. Starting engine. So we'll go mixture rich. Carb heat is cold. Prime. So we'll do one stroke. I like to start off with just one. Throttle. Open 1/2 inch. Prop area is clear. Master switch on. Turn the beacon on. And we'll go ahead and start. And power to 1000. And check our oil pressure. That is in the green. And while our engines are warming up, go ahead and get set up for this flight. So take a look at the iPad here. So you can see our aircraft position on the map. Let me just fix the route real quick. Oh yeah, the route is set. Okay, so we're here at Bakersfield and we'll be departing and heading to our southeast down to Mojave. We'll be flying through some mountains here, and it looks like the highest point along our route here is 6,960, which is off our right hand side. So we'll be good to cruise at 7,500. I'll be using a GPS for navigation, and there's also a highway here that I'll be using for visual reference. We'll pass Tehachapi Airport off our right hand side, and then that's when we're about 15 miles away from Mojave. And yeah, we'll go right into there. Let's see. We are flying through some MOAs, but we can legally do that, and I'll be picking up flight following. So we can go ahead and get our radio set. And frequencies here, the ATIS I'll be putting into COM 2, and ground and tower I'll be putting into COM 1. So ATIS is 118.6, and we'll also be monitoring 121.5 while we're en route, so I'll put that down in COM 2. And COM 1 I'll put ground, which is 121.7. And tower is 118.1. Got that set. And we are using the GPS, so I'll go ahead and just put that in my flight plan. We're going to Mojave. CV. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. So we got the radio and the GPS set there. And we'll go back to our iPad here, and we want to go to our scratch pad so we can write down our ATIS. So go ahead and listen to the ATIS.
Frequency is temporarily out of service. This ATIS frequency is temporarily out of service.
Okay. So we won't be getting an ATIS today. I'll try to see, go back to airports, see if they have any weather. Yep, and there's no current METARs there, so I'll just let the ground know that there is no ATIS available. And that's all we can do there. Alright, well, I think we're good to taxi out here. Airport diagram. Yeah, we're going to taxi out, so I'm going to test my brakes. Brakes are good. And I'm not actually taxiing to the runway, I'm just behind these hangars. So I'm going to taxi out to the intersection, the taxiway. Alright, I see Alpha 9 right there. And probably looks a little stuttery right now. I have a lot of programs running. So that's part of the reason why, but when we get in the air, it should be okay. Right, I'll hold short right here. And what I'll do is get ready to write down our clearance. And I'll switch I'm ready to contact him on COM 1. Give them a call. In Bakersfield ground, Cessna 11251, Cessna 152, request flight following to Mojave at 7,500. The current ATIS was unavailable, and this is for the Cat 6.
Cessna 11251, apologies. Yeah, the ATIS for Bakersfield is down. I think it's the METAR is down in real life, and that's what's causing it. There's a few other airports it's happening to, so in the last couple days. Your departure frequency 118.8, squawk 2327.
118.8 and 2327. And I'm at Alpha 9er, ready for taxi.
That's a 11251, read back correct, runway 30 right, taxi via Alpha Bravo.
30 right via Alpha Bravo, 11251. Alrighty, release our brakes. On 8.8.
San Luis ground, November 744 Papa Whiskey, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
We're cleared to the left.
Scott 49,
Cleared to the right.
22 Delta. Santa Barbara clearance. Go to the Santa Maria Airport, Flight 5 departure. San Marcos transition direct. Columbia City, accept maintain 3000.
And we'll go ahead and
Expect
put
6,000, 10 minutes after departure.
3,
Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 3366.
Clear to Santa Maria Airport with full flight transaction. It's 3,000, expect 6,000 after 10 minutes. Frequency 123.55, transported 3366.
And if I want to look behind me, I can pan all the way like this, and I can check my rudders. See those are working. See that the elevator is working here, and just click back. That's all good. Our flight instruments are set, so airspeed 0. Attitude indicator is aligned. We'll put our altimeter on the airport elevation of 510, since we don't have any ATIS information right now. Turn coordinator, that's set. Our heading indicator needs to be aligned. That's at 275. So we'll go ahead and align this. 280. Alright, so fuel shut-off valve. Mixture is rich. Elevator trim is set for takeoff, and we'll power up to 1700. And we'll do the Magneto check. So we're checking the right magneto. We have a slight drop there. Back to both. And that was only 100 RPM drop. And now check the left. That was also a 100 RPM drop, no more than 125. Back to both. Checking the carburetor heat. And we had a slight drop there, so that's good. Turn that off. Check our engine instruments and the ammeter. So I'll turn the alternator off. We had a slight drop on the ammeter. Turn that back on, and it went back to 0. Check our suction gauge. Suction gauge is good. And we'll power idle. Did not cut off. And we'll put it back up to 1000. And we're good. So we do have our radio set. I'll go ahead and switch off of ground to tower, and then I'll put departure frequency as 118.8 into COM 1. And in COM 2, I'll put the AWOS for Mojave, which is 132.22. So there we have our radio set. Our instruments are set. Put this in GPS mode since we'll be using the GPS. And we're good to go. Run up is complete. So I'll taxi up to the runway here.
Victorville ground, TVM is down to 3906 for your aft transit. Bravo, ready to taxi for departure.
TM 593 on Victor, Victorville ground, runway 21, taxi via Charlie and Alpha, advise you have Bravo.
It's 21 in Alpha, and we do have Bravo, 39 Victor.
And Bakersfield Tower, Cessna 11251, holding short 30 right at Bravo, ready for departure.
Cessna 11251 Bakersfield Tower, right down, departure approved, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff.
right downwind departure approved and clear for takeoff 30 right, Cessna 11251.
Victorville ground, TBM 593, Victor,
Lights,
requesting taxi clearance amendment for intersection departure at
camera,
Echo.
altitude, and action. We're
597
good to go.
Victor, not a problem. Runway 2 on an Echo, taxi via Charlie Echo.
Charlie Echo, thanks, United Victor.
We're gonna do a normal takeoff here, so no flaps. Carb heat is off. Get full power, and I'll rotate at 55. Runway was clear. All right, full power. Airspeed is alive. Engine gauges are green. 55, rotate. And I'll be climbing out at 75.
Bakersfield Tower, Skyhawk 229 Mike Romeo, holding short 30 right.
Skyhawk 229 Mike Romeo, Bakersfield Tower, nice 30 right, line up and wait.
30 right, line up and wait, line up Mike Romeo.
Some trim. At 500 feet. Go ahead and turn crosswind.
Victorville Tower, TBM 939 Victor, approaching 200 X, go ready for flight.
Pilot was on.
Yeah, 593 Victor, Victorville Tower, runway 2 on an Echo, clear for takeoff, wind calm.
Clear for takeoff 21 at 900 Victor.
Alright, 229 Mike Romeo, VFR to the west, is that correct? 229 Mike Romeo, turn to the west, approved, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Right.
30 right, clear for takeoff, and turn to the west, line up Mike Romeo.
And turn downwind.
Good afternoon, Fullerton Tower, Skyhawk 956, Hotel Papa, 10 east northeast, inbound for a full stop. We have information, Charlie.
Skyhawk 956 Hotel Papa, Fullerton Tower, make sure to runway 24, report a 3 mile final.
I'd have to use some right
Straight
rudder.
4, we'll report 3 mile final, 6 Hotel Papa, thanks.
And we'll go ahead and do a climb checklist.
Santa Barbara ground, Skyhawk 4
Airspeed
taxi AFR from
is at 75.
Bravo intersection.
Throttle is full. And mixture is rich. And we'll lean it at 3,000.
Yeah, 250 Alpha Golf to the Delta.
Number 11251, contact Bakersfield departure.
Contact and departure 11251. And Bakersfield departure Cessna 11251, 2,400, climb into 7,500.
November 11251, Bakersfield departure, radar contact.
Right, so now we are radar contact.
Joshua, departure morning, TBM 593 Victor, climb through 5,000.
We're 593 Niner Victor.
So we're just going to be following our GPS right now.
6,000 and clear direct Palmdale VOR.
Direct Palmdale.
And as we climb up to 7,500. And I'll also be looking for the road that we're going to be following. at 3,000 feet. So what I'll do is I'll lean the mixture.
Tango, are you going to go direct to Palomar here, or are you still going to maneuvering over there?
416 Papa Tango, we're about to make the left turn now and go straight in from 24.
46 Papa Tango, thanks. Contact Palomar Tower, good day.
Over to Tower, 416 Papa Tango, see ya.
Alright, so I do have the road, the highway in sight, and we'll just be following that along with using the GPS here as we climb up to 7,500. The highest peak that we saw on the iPad of 6,960. I do have that mountain in sight right in front of us as the tallest one right there. So we'll just keep that off our right hand side.
618 Takeoff 125.27.
125.27, so
Bridge 618 Takeoff, LA Center, Roger.
And I'm using active sky right now for the live weather. So it might get a little bit bumpy as we climb up. There were some reported winds at 15 knots around 8,000 feet when I did my pre-flight inspection, pre-flight weather check. But it's going to be a fairly easy flight. We should expect probably one more handoff to Joshua approach, and then from there we'll be able to contact Mojave Tower. I already have my radio set, and we should be monitoring turn 121.5. So let me put that in now. Another 1,000 feet to go. And so I do like to read a lot of the comments that I get on some of my videos, and there's some very common questions that are asked. So I figured while we're just flying here, not doing much, maybe I can answer some of those questions. For example, I get asked a lot, am I a real life pilot? And yes, I am. I started flying my senior year of high school, and that's when I did my solo.
Departure, Airport 9 to Delta, 1,300 climbing 3,000.
And from high school,
Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, combat maintain.
I went to flight school in Florida, where I completed all my ratings. I got all the way up to instructor, and I was a flight instructor for 1 year. But at the time, here we are, 7,500. So we'll go ahead and pitch first, and we'll power back. And I'm gonna cruise at 2,400 today. We'll stop this climb. So pitch, power, trim. keep the nose down. Should be able to fly hands off. It's still climbing a little bit, so more trim. All right, and we can do a cruise checklist. So power is at 2400. Elevator trim is set. Our mixture is leaned. And turn the landing light off. And we can see our position right here on the map. We are getting ready to cross into one of the MOAs. But yeah, like I was saying, right after high school, I went down to Florida. I went to Phoenix East Aviation. It's Part 141 flight school in Daytona Beach. And I did all my ratings there. I was an instructor for a year at a different school, at a Part 61 school. And then, you know, a few things happened, and I just decided to move back to California, to LA. I tried to find a school to teach here, and I actually did. But literally, like a month after I started flying, the school shut down and closed. And I was just stressing out. I was just having a hard time trying to make some money and stuff as an instructor at the time. So I just decided to move on to some other things. And it's been years since I've done any kind of training or flying. About 2 years ago,
5939 Victor, Roger, climb and maintain 8.
the airlines started hiring and giving a lot of sign-on bonuses, and it was pretty good. And so that motivated me to get back into flying. I've always had the dream of doing it. So I just started by building a flight simulator first. Another question I get asked a lot is, why not just buy a real airplane instead of spending all the money on the flight simulator? And I also see a lot of comments on my videos that I should have just bought an airplane instead. And trust me, the price of buying an airplane is nothing compared to what I have into this simulator. Yeah, I've spent $7,000. But that's over a period of like 3 years. And trust me, I mean, there's cigarette smokers out there that spend way more money on cigarettes than I've spent on this flight sim. You know, I just slowly built it. Every month I would buy one panel or two panels or one thing and just add to it. And I figured I'm using it for flight training. I'll be able to fly whenever I want, anytime, any type of scenario. I could set up in here. I could set up different types of aircraft. I don't have to pay every single time I go fly. So, for example, for fuel, for maintenance, storage, insurance, like all that stuff costs money, and just it's money that I didn't want to spend, especially with my current situation. Right now, my living arrangements is all temporary, and it's just a few things that went into reason why I didn't buy an airplane. Plus, I want to renew my instructor license and be a flight instructor. I'm not sure if I'm going to do airlines. I think I'll be happy teaching, and then I can have my students come over here and fly for free. I mean, that's really what I want to do, because this is something I wish I had when I was in flight school. I mean, I had a flight simulator, but it was nothing like this. So if I can help someone else out and save them some money, I'll feel really happy about that. So another comment that I see a lot, or I get asked a lot, is why not VR?
Direct.
I personally just,
Cleared RNAV Zulu.
I don't like VR. There's nothing wrong with it. All the guys that do it, I think it's cool. But for me personally, it makes me sick. And when I do real world flight training, I just think it's more realistic to be in an actual cockpit instead of wearing a VR headset. It's just my personal preference.
Joshua approach
124.55, Cessna 11241. So over to approach 124.55. And Joshua approach Cessna 11251 is level at 7,500.
SoCal departure number 4120 Whiskey is VPI 1800, climb to 5,000.
4120 Whiskey, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 5,000.
Climb and maintain 5,000, 4120 Whiskey.
11251, Joshua approach Mojave, altimeter 299er.
299er, 11251.
We're in Takeoff, just confirm you're going to Jura for the RNAV, runway 26 approach.
Is it possible to go direct for K-Craft?
Right, 299er.
22 Golf, I'm not familiar. Is that on an approach or is that just a random waypoint? I'm not sure where that is.
We're about 19 miles away. So let's see if we can go ahead and pick up the AWOS for Mojave.
Going to run 26.
Scratch.
Bearing 12, I guess we can try for the visual approach then. Maintain 4,000 and advise the airport insight when you get at 2 o'clock, 12 mile.
1900 Zulu.
Advise when the approach is when the runway is on site.
Sky conditions 10,000.
For 4922 Delta, say approach request.
Temperature 22, dew point 12. Altimeter 2998.
It's localizer DME back course.
Departing runways 26, 22. Advise
For 4922 Delta cross San Marcos VOR 6000, cleared localizer DME back for South
here, Oscar.
Expect runway 30.
Listen again.
Cross San Marcos, VR at 6,000, clear to localizer. Approach expect runway 30 to the Delta. By the way, it's going to be missed approach.
Roger.
Sky conditions 10,500 broken. Temperature 22, dew point 12. Altimeter 2998. Arriving runways 26, 22. Departing runways 26, 22.
26 and
Advise
22.
on initial contact you have Oscar.
And they're using Oscar. Alright. We have information Oscar. They're using runway 2622. Two 998. So if we look on our map here, we see our position. We're passing Tehachapi, which is off our right wing. And we're about 15 miles away, so we should be getting handed off here pretty soon.
Camarillo Tower on 128.2.
We'll just do a before landing checklist real quick. Seats, belts. Harness just a knock. Mixture is rich.
Good afternoon, SoCal.
Below 3,000. Carburetor heat will put on when we
4120 Whiskey, SoCal
before
approach,
landing.
Ontario altimeter.
And we'll go ahead and throw our landing light on. We're within 10 miles.
2991 on the altimeter for 4120.
And I'll start reducing the power. Start descending.
59390 Victor, contact Mojave Tower 127.6.
276, 390 Victor.
And I'll also go ahead and put the tower in 127.6 for Mojave. We'll go back to monitor 121.5. And I do have the airport in sight, straight ahead there. Also go ahead for Mojave.
November 11251, contact Mojave Tower 127.6. Good day.
And contacting tower 127.6. That's 11251. Alright, switch to tower.
Yeah, 593 Victor, Mojave Tower. Did you want runway 22 or did you want to circle?
Yeah, I'll just take runway 22 for 390 Victor.
Yeah, 390 Victor, runway 22, clear to land, and the wind to 19015.
3.9er.
It's clear to land 22, 390 Victor.
And Mojave Tower, Cessna 11251. Currently 6 miles to the west, inbound. Full stop landing with information Oscar.
Skyhawk 1251 Mojave Tower, and our left down, runway 30, report midfield.
Left downwind for 30, reporting midfield, Cessna 11251. Alright.
This is Jet 56 Tango X-ray, contact SoCal departure.
Going to departure 56 Tango X-ray.
So go ahead and reduce our power to 17. We're a little bit high. We need to descend some more. We'll be entering the traffic pattern altitude 4,800.
Transient parking, taxi November.
Dock 46 Papa Tango, Palomar ground, runway 24, taxi Alpha.
240 Alpha, 416 Papa Tango.
And I do have ground here at 123.9.
1619er, signature, request a taxi.
Dock 71649 Limburg ground, runway 27, taxi via Charlie, and advise you have Quebec.
27 Charlie, I have information call back. 7619. 1619.
Tower, Skyhawk 416 Papa Tango, short of 24.
Alright, so 30 will be the longest runway that they have there. And we'll just continue here and enter straight in for the downwind.
24, cleared for takeoff, 12506.
Cleared for takeoff, 24, 416 Papa Tango.
Power is 17. And our traffic pattern altitude is 3,800.
Tower TBS
Right.
5939 Victor.
We're entering downwind now.
0826 for Charlie.
Team 5939 Victor, affirmative. You can taxi ahead across runway 26 and join Charlie. And taxi to the ramp, get Charlie. Man, have a good day.
I will cross 26 Charlie and taxi Charlie parking to the day 300.
Sky 416 Papa Tango, contact SoCal departure. Bye bye.
Departure 416 Papa Tango, see ya.
Arrival tower number 622 Golf, runway 26 at Bravo.
6182 Golf, taxi park can be a Bravo and Foxtrot, maintenance frequency, and W advise that background noise is coming back.
Could you repeat that? I just heard it.
6182 Golf, taxi park can be a Foxtrot Alpha. Bravo Foxtrot, excuse me.
Over 3800.
And all I said at the end was that background noise you had was coming back. I can hear stuff in the background again.
Okay, we'll check out.
And Bakersfield Tower, Cessna 11251, midfield downwind.
That's 11251, it's Mojave, sir. You went east to the desert, so now you're in Mojave. Runway 30, clear to land, wind 200 at 12, gust 20.
Yeah, sorry about that. Mojave, clear to land, 30, Cessna 11251.
That's okay, I've been called worse things.
Yeah. Beam the numbers now, so go ahead and reduce the power.
36 runway Foxtrot, contact departure.
17.
Contact departure number 786.
And first notch of flaps.
American 576 cleared to Denver, Zoo 2 departure, meatball transition, then is filed. Columbia Sid, departure 119.6, squawk 3532.
Keep the power at 17.
American 576, read back correct.
San Luis Tower, good afternoon. Takeoff, November 5 Foxtrot is about 13 miles to the west, inbound to land, with information Romeo.
The 587 Echo Foxtrot, San Luis Tower, thanks for Romeo. Report midfield left, downwind, runway 29er.
Report left midfield, downwind for runway 29er, 7 Echo Foxtrot.
Right. Base, the second notch of flaps. Gotta keep the pitch down when I do that.
John Wayne Tower, Skyhawk 416.
And go ahead and turn final.
20 left approach.
So 416 Papa Tango, John Wayne Tower, runway. Did the person sign you at the left side or right?
520 left, 6 Papa Tango.
36 Papa Tango, runway 20 left, clear to land.
149er Charlie Delta, radio check.
Right on glide path here.
6 Papa Tango.
No 149 Charlie Delta, Van Nuys ground, 505.
It's getting a little bumpy. Good. Approach speed to 65. Yeah, I'm getting pushed by the wind right now, so I'm going to put a crab angle in here. And I'm not going to use all the flaps because there's so much wind. Got the runway made here. Reduce my power. Alright, pull the power out. There we go. Stall one right before. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna just continue down the runway. I know I have to get off. Go parking way down there, so I'll just continue down a little bit. Put the flaps up.
KMHV
Imperial Ground, Cessna November 1952, X-ray ready to taxi with Zulu.
Alrighty. Parking brake on. Let's do it after landing. Got our wings up, our carburetor heat, turn that off. Airports. And now we can go ahead and tell Tyra that we're clear. And Mojave Tower, Cessna 11251 is clear 30 at Charlie.
Cessna 11251, taxi park can be either Charlie or Alpha, your choice, remain this frequency. And that's a pass to Cat 6.
Right, thank you. And taxi into the ramp via Charlie. Cessna 11251. Alright, so we'll just go straight here. Come to the ramp right here. And just park right in front of this hangar. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and stop right here. Alright guys, so there we have it. Cat 6 complete. Let me secure the aircraft, parking brake set, radios and electrical equipment. That's off. Mixture auto cutoff. Ignition switch off. Master off. Alright, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll see you on the next flight. Appreciate it.